Welcome to Look on the Flip Side, a podcast where we get to take a behind-the-scenes look at stand-up comics, actors, writers, improvisers, and musical improvisers. From Flipside Theater in Superior, Colorado, I'm your host, Jenny Remack. Now let's go look on the flip side. Hello, everyone. We have a very special guest today. Eric was drawn into performing once he heard his first laugh from someone other than himself. His birth sister that he met nearly 4 years ago inspired him to begin acting through improv. He had expressed an interest in radio, TV acting, which he majored in college. His sister, who is an actress in LA herself, suggested starting with improv. He's involved in many types of creative outlets and enjoys all of them separately. Mm-hmm. Improv and acting has shaped his world belief by not taking things too seriously. Pappy Hour Podcast is a source of Eric's pride. It's really Lucas's brainchild, and Eric's totally thankful to be on the ride.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt.
As a special education speech-language pathologist, education is all about thinking on one's toes, and it gave Eric the confidence to hit the stage when the opportunity presented itself. 8 o'clock talk is currently is currently slated to perform every third Saturday at Flipside Theater. Please help me give a warm welcome to the stage, Eric Thompson.
Hey, yeah, I love it. Thanks for having me. This is wonderful.
Oh my God,
I'm
thanks
excited.
so much. Yeah, thanks
Cheers.
for being here. This is great. I mean, you do your own podcast too, right?
Yep, Pappy Hour. Yeah.
So that's exciting. We're going to get into that.
Perfect.
First, though, I want to hear about this meeting your sister that you had no idea about just 4 years ago.
Yeah. Well, meeting her was special. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been looking for my birth family, thinking about my birth family ever since I was born, and my parents letting me know that I was adopted. And my wife, Kristen, has a friend who is a genealogist. She is a lobbyist for adoptive rights.
Okay.
And so she said, well, Kristen, give me Eric's information. And so we're talking to Lise Lewis, wonderful individual, on the phone, and all of a sudden she starts rattling off all this information about my birth parents that I had never heard before. So all of a sudden I have this amazing amount of information, and now I'm overwhelmed, totally anxious. I've got a headache from how much information is coming at me, but I was able to meet my birth mother first, which was, out of this world. That's just super. And then I met my birth father the following summer and went up to Washington to meet him. And that's where my sister Sadie Stratton also lives. And when I arrived, everybody but my biological father had COVID. So I got to talk to everybody through glass windows or 20 feet apart. So it was a great introduction. But, I knew she was an actress, was recently in Oppenheimer. And she heard I was telling her about my desire to get back into radio and TV acting. And she said, well, find an improv group. And so I got back and found Improv Boulder 2 minutes away at Louisville Underground and Tilt, and was like, hey, this got free drop-ins. And it's I've just been running ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to unpack there.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, you were adopted, and then you got to meet your birth parents, and you got to meet your mom, and then your dad the next summer.
Yeah.
And then you found out you have a sister who's an actress.
Yeah.
She was in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, she was in a few series, does a lot of commercial stuff, represented by NTA Talent Agency, which I just got represented by. And so really cool to try and follow in little sister's footsteps, right? So, and then I've got a younger brother as well, Jeb, who's out in La Quinta. And then, I cheers to my mom and dad, Les and Jan Thompson, and my sister, Chris. Without them, just none of this would be going on. So, they're super.
Wow. And so... And you just got sponsored yourself.
Yeah, represented. Yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's amazing.
Yeah, just did an audition last night where you basically in your basement, you put up a screen behind you and you try and do the best you can with the information they give you. And I haven't gotten a call yet, but if anybody's listening or watching this, I'm available for you, babe. Yeah.
Can you like disclose anything that was asked of you, or kind of how that audition went?
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
You know, it just you put a camera up, you do a slate, which you say your name. Oftentimes you have to show the front and back of your hands. Nobody's explained that part to me, but you do a full turnaround. They want to see your profiles, and then they want to see how you handle their product on your own. So,
wow.
Yeah.
What is their product?
This was UC Health, actually. This was a local one.
Okay.
So, which would be great because as a non-union talent, I have to pay my way for travel most of the time if I do it. So,
okay.
Yeah, it has to. If I was to get one, it has to pay for at least my airfare.
Right.
So, but this way, hey, UC Health, call me around. Yeah, I'm right here.
It's like here. It's local.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And you're quite talented.
Wow.
I mean,
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I've been able to perform with you in sketch comedy.
Yeah, we have.
Super fun.
It's been fun.
And then I've seen you do improv, 2-form, long form improv,
Right.
short form improv. I've seen you do all the provs. It seems like
it seems like all the provs are available. So yeah.
You're doing a podcast, acting. You have so many creative outlets, and of these, would you say you have a favorite?
I think I really like them all. I think 8 O'Clock Talk is just a group of us that really get along well. So we're really friendly with one another. We're good friends. We trust one another, and we like hanging out. So
nice.
I think that really makes a difference.
Yes.
And then my friend Mike Davidson and I do the 2-Prov, and we just have a fun connection.
Yes.
And we really don't do kind of the UCB. We deny each other a lot to
Right.
and we do make it so that we work a lot. And so I do feel like kind of the Rosowski way of doing some things. And that is such a blast because it's just the two of you up there.
Right.
And we hold a scene. We maintain that scene. We don't typically break off into different characters, right? And so that's one of the things that I like doing the most is really committing and finding a way to go 20 minutes with mostly these two characters. I love sketch and have really been involved in some fabulous sketches. A Tilt was amazing. We've done a Just Buried in which we did an improv wedding introduction, and then we kind of did a scripted wedding ceremony, and then it bopped back into improv reception, and it was killer. It was just a blast.
Yeah.
But we did Wonky Willie, in which it was all the kids from Willy Wonka have grown up, but they're all alcohol, abusers, if you will. It's Willy Wonka and the Cocktail Factory.
Oh boy.
And then we did another one, VD TV.
Oh gosh.
Vend and Deliver TV. But yeah, so, and on all those were with Lucas and Lauren, and Lucas is my podcast friend. And those are all special. I can't say that I like one over the other. I've really enjoyed doing the quick sketches here as well, but I really like the more involved sketches that, it's an hour and a half long sketch show.
Yes.
I think those are really fun. So, but the podcast is easily the one that I think truly satisfying and is so real life because it's not made up.
Right.
We're bringing in dads and sharing their fatherhood origin stories. And we're getting a really nice, I won't call it a following. I don't think that's how I would state it, but more and more interested folks.
Yeah.
And we have young fathers that come on. We have Miguel Hernandez, one of the proprietors here at Flipside, was our very first guest, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so we share with experienced dads like me whose kids are in their 20s, and then Lucas has a 20-month-old, right? So we have all these different experiences. And so we've had young dads on, seasoned dads, dads who've gone through a heck of a lot, others that it kind of seemed like it sailed pretty well.
Yeah.
But just sharing those stories. And then we go out to public. You might see us in a public park.
Yeah.
We're just setting up shop with our stickers and our T-shirts and just asking dads for dad jokes. But we also ask the moms too, because oftentimes the dads are very shy and the wives are like, nah, come on. Tell them. I'll tell it.
Yeah,
so, yeah. But it's great because it's fun. I think the greatest thing about it is every dad's, and just like every mother, I think every parent's moment when they hold their child the very first time is just so special.
Yeah.
Right. And so you watch a dad show that vulnerability. And kind of a lot of the things that we talk about is vulnerability on the show, and and allowing ourselves to be that way and to do that. And I think that has been really powerful. I think why it stands out to me so much.
Oh, I love that because men talking about vulnerability and being able to like hold your child for the first time. I can say I've held my cat for the first time, but I don't have any like human children.
Right.
But I could imagine it would be an amazing experience.
But it's just like, because I love my cat. I love my dog, right? And so when I see them holding them, now that the boys are kind of grown and out of the house or whatever, but it is something you have something that you love so much, you know, but with that child, it is so instantaneous, where you're just going, nothing mattered before. And, you know, it's amazing how many of the dads are like, you know, I thought I was a pretty good person. And then I realized once I had the kid that I wasn't, and the kids have made me a better person. You know what I mean? Yeah. So a little less selfish, because you really can't afford to be selfish with the kids. But sometimes I pulled it off. So yeah.
Well, and to have kids you have kids in their 20s.
Right.
Lucas has a 20-month-old.
Right. Yeah.
It's got to be so interesting to share stories.
Well, and it's so great. You know, Jenny, when he was talking recently, he was going, Stella, his daughter, you know, she's got her first flu. And I start giggling because I'm just going, I know the hell you went through, right? But I don't have to do that anymore. My kids know how to wipe their nose, thankfully. You know, they can swallow medicine, all those kinds of things. So it is a completely different thing. Now it's like, okay, the thing I was dealing with for a while was paying 2 university tuition bills, which, on an educator's salary, that was awesome. My youngest graduates from university in May, and we'll gotta be like getting a $20,000 pay raise because there's no more payments.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's exciting.
That's very exciting.
Are you going to take a trip? What are you going to do?
We're going to get out of here. Yeah. It's not like we have extra. It's all accounted for in bills and owing people and things. Sure. A guy named Larry in particular. No. But we're going to head off to Italy and Croatia this summer for a couple of weeks with some friends and
fun.
And sea and sand, you know, and hang out. Have great food, great company, just giggling and trying to have some time of not thinking about some things.
Yeah, totally. Like being able to decompress. And you're going with some good friends, your wife. Like you guys are going to be able to spend some.
Yeah, my wife's birthday will occur during that time, and it is our 30th anniversary this year. So we're kind of doubling it up.
Well, happy anniversary, you guys.
Cheers.
What's the secret to making 30 years? Like, that's a long time.
You know, I remember, I think it was probably our 7th or 8th anniversary. We were living out here, and I remember just telling Kristen, I go, you know, I really love you. You're so brilliant. You're beautiful. You're so strong. You're so organized. Everything that you do is categorically so much better than what I provide. And I really appreciate just what she brings. Yeah. And so I just, I love you. And she goes, okay. And I go, okay. Did you want to say anything to me? And she just goes, well, I like having you around. And at first I kind of was feeling hurt, but then I'm like, shoot. But that's what it takes. 30 years is she still likes having me around.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's very important.
I would honestly say that is your key.
Yes.
Is the magic tablet or whatever is enjoy each other, enjoy having them around. Right?
I think that's
so.
Huge.
Yeah. Kristen was looking for somebody that was halfway good looking. I thought that was awesome news and had a sense of humor. And I was like, okay.
You fit that.
Yeah.
You're totally good looking.
So I think that was helpful. Oh, you're kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Kristen? Not even halfway, babe.
Totally gay. It's fine.
Yeah.
But that was very sweet. Like you do like be able to speak to her in a way and tell her what you're grateful for about her. I think the gratitude piece is huge. Yeah. And also just speaking, it sounded like you spoke from your heart, just like how you...
Truth,
how you're so just her brilliance and you're just in love with who she is.
The night before we were engaged, the night before I asked her to marry me, she had come over and she was just saying, I'm never getting married. And, 2 and 1 and divorce. I'm just like, and going, well, just whatever. And she just goes, I don't believe in this stuff, but I went to a psychic. My dad took me to a psychic and the psychic said I'd be married twice. And I was just like, oh, geez. So I went through with it, but I also made sure that she was married twice so that on our 10-year anniversary, we renewed our vows in Maui.
Oh my God.
So we've been married twice. Yeah. That covers the bill.
Oh my God. Well, I have to say so Amy, my late wife, her last name was Howe.
Oh my gosh.
And that's an Amy Wink. So,
yeah.
Hi, Amy. Thank you.
All right. Love it.
She just dropped in. She
just
got
beautiful.
Got
right
that
on.
Yeah,
right
so
on.
That's cool.
Cheers.
So in Maui, you guys renewed your vows.
Yeah. My sister lives out there. And so she has her, or she's ordained, right, to marry people. So I don't know what that terminology is, but she married us, and
That's cool.
So
keep it in the family.
100%. Yeah, we didn't have to pay her. I mean, we showed up in Maui, which is difficult enough to fly out there. So,
totally.
But she's aces. Chris Thompson, knock it off.
You are amazing.
Yeah, she's killer.
I love, and she's just so sweet. Every time I see her in the theater, and she comes in is rooting you on. And,
Kristen, yes, for sure.
Yeah,
and you know what? I got to tell you, we're a very supportive family. I mean, the boys, my sons come often, know, so it is really cool.
Cool.
Because we go see them when they're performing or doing something or have an activity. But to know your kid is coming out to see you, it's pretty groovy. That's a really
deal.
Nice thing.
That is groovy.
Yeah.
I love that. You talked about being a teacher earlier too, or being, in education, I should say. Yeah. You've worn a lot of hats. And how do you use your talents and abilities that you have with improv, acting, podcasting, all the things?
Sure.
To make a positive influence on your students?
Yeah, the key thing that I've worked with students in day treatment programs, residential facilities, Division of Youth Corrections.
Oh, wow.
And then I moved over to kind of more the public school system once my kids were born. And I kind of, after about 15 years, decided I didn't care for having my life threatened on a regular basis.
Right.
Love those students because really when you were at that level of intensive education, you're really trying to build that young person's dignity back up. They probably move from school to school now into programs, that are very intensive,
right.
And very behavior based maybe. So kind of building that up, but really working as a team to collaborate and figure out how are we gonna problem solve this so we can get this kiddo to trust again, to feel good about themselves, and to believe that, hey, you know what, I am capable, I am okay. And so that was really phenomenal work for me because it was such a passion. And we were working at a school at Stanford University, myself and my wife I met there, and several other friends. We all got married the same summer. It was really a wonderful place of young people who came together, and we're really passionate about working with young people. So that was an amazing experience. And I got to take that by moving away from there and starting at the psychiatric hospital here in Louisville, in which I was a speech-language pathologist. And then a couple years later, I was taking over as director of education for 3 years, and really enjoyed that. But felt a need to. My father was a really devout working man. He was destined to make a difference in computer engineering, and he did. He was a pioneer, big time. But I never saw him. And I was working late hours. I was exhausted when I got home, and I'm looking at my boys who are climbing all over me, and I'm like, I don't have the energy for this. So I stepped away, and that's why I went into the public sector. But the key thing, going back to your thing, noticing a child, recognizing them, a hello, just noticing their shirt, saying hi. Even the students I don't work with, because they're like, hey, I don't even work with this guy, but he seems really nice. I trust that. I feel good when I'm around this individual. Yeah. And so that boosts up my students that I am working with. And again, improv, the stage is always set in education. You're at the front of it all the time. Right. And for a student that struggles with learning challenges or language issues, you've got to sell the reason of what you're doing and for them to buy into it so they can build that success. And the greatest aspect of it is watching them have that aha moment of getting it. Yes. And once they have it and they practice it about 2 more times, they're like, now it's a life skill, right? Yeah. But it's a battle getting up there. So it really is, your stand up. When you're bombing and dying and you feel it, or even improv, you're just going, this is not taking, what do we do? You step up or you listen better. You take it, you slow down, you take a step back. So I think that's where education really primed me to have very little fear getting up on stage and just going, look, I've made an ass of myself before. People are looking for me to possibly make an ass of myself, so I'm going to give it to them. And once I did, actually. So, so it's just, that's my thinking with that.
That's beautiful. I want to unpack that a little because you said a lot of things about like really leaning into helping a kid be seen, helping them to trust. Yeah. Even the kids that you didn't directly teach, acknowledging them, noticing them. I mean, how many of us, even as adults, just want to be seen and heard? And that's what you've been able to provide. And like with your skills of improv, like if you notice, like if you're on stage and you're kind of bombing a little or something's going on, you got to listen better, or you have to like pause before you respond. And so that same thing in the classroom. Right.
And I think that's the thing with like having studied speech language pathology, so communication, right? Yeah. Having worked with really intensive need kids, a lot of these kids wear it on their sleeves, right? And a lot of kids can't mask well enough for me to not be able to detect it. Sure. And so I'm a greeter at the schools. I greet the kindergartners through the 4th graders come through my door. So I know them all. Half of them I've got a song for of some kind. I'll make it up on the spot, right? And they're just like, oh gosh, Mr. Thompson. And I love it because in kindergarten they love it. By 4th grade, they're just rolling their eyes. They're just going, oh man, you're still singing me a song. I'm like, yeah. Tomorrow's going to even be better. But remember, I'm on American Idol tonight. And there's like, dude, you're not going to make it past the next round, So, but they're loose, they're relaxed, they're walking into class. They're just like, okay. Because sometimes they go in and they're really nervous or worried about something. I'll see a kid who's in tears and just kind of check in with them and say, hey, do you want to go check out, go sit in my office for a minute before heading into class and just let me know what's up, or do you want me to share anything? No, I think I can do it. Thanks. Yeah. Right? So again, being seen, being able to share something, being able to be vulnerable, and it's okay in an adult's mind, where sometimes as an adult we're like, buck up. You don't cry. You don't need to do these things, right? But emotions are huge for a kid, absolutely, right? And they're huge for adults too. But we play it off like it's not.
Yeah, we're like, oh, fine, I'm good. Yeah.
That's why we create bad habits sometimes for ourselves, right? So so it's But the kids are great.
Oh my gosh. There's so much there too I want to talk about, which is, I love the fact that you're singing songs to the kiddos, that you just make it up on the spot. Because there's a musical improv component too that you've done, being able to sing and just make things up and be playful in the moment. And also see the kids that they wear their emotions on their sleeves. You see that a kid's visibly upset. You can take them aside for a little bit. They can go in your office. You guys can chat for a little bit and get them prepped before they go into the classroom. Yeah. I mean, and thinking about that as adults too, like we have such an opportunity to do that with each other. Right. Because life isn't always fine. Like we put on great masks. Yeah. We're very good at that. Yeah. And but it's like checking in, like how do you check in with your, like Lucas, for example, or, the male dads that you guys are interviewing, because you guys are getting into some deep, like vulnerable topics. Yeah, I think we don't necessarily direct it. Okay. You know what I mean? Dad is sharing. This is their opportunity. And for some of them, this is really new to even be talking about. But what's great is dads start to realize how easy it is because they're not making up a story. Right. This is what happened. Yeah.
right? And how freeing and fun is that when you tell the truth? Because I'm pretty good at not telling the truth.
Yeah.
And then I've got to remember what it was
Sure.
that I said. Just go, okay, what did I say to this person? I'm sure I've told a fib to everybody I know, but with this, they just get naturally emotional. Wow. It happens.
Yeah.
And it really, it's so powerful, I think, for them, but also for us to see that genuine emotion come out.
Yeah.
Because that's family. That is what happens. That's what it's like.
Yeah. So there's this authenticity that really
Truly,
is exposed,
you know,
when you're doing these interviews, because people actually have a opportunity to be seen, to tell their story. Maybe it's new; they've never done that before, and this is from their experience.
Yeah.
This is from life. This isn't just making things up. This is what they've gone through.
And we've had a couple of gentlemen reach out and say, "Hey, I'm listening to it every week, and it's great. Our numbers are going up," which is always, I think that's a plus. So it means that it is meaning something to somebody else. And there's gentlemen's like, "I love this," and hey, I've got a story I haven't heard yet. Would you be interested in this story? And kind of gave us a little bit of a teaser with it. It was just like, get in here. Yeah. So Lucas is back in town, and we're gonna start scheduling and getting more recordings and fresh takes, man.
I love that. I was going to ask you, like, how would people, if there's a dad out there that's listening to this and he's like, man, I really want to get on their podcast.
Pappy Hour is patpyhourpodcast at gmail.com. Eric and Lucas. Also, we're on TikTok, Facebook. What else are we on? Instagram.
Insta?
Yeah. You can see us, I think, on YouTube now. Nice. But to listen to the podcast, Spotify, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, almost, I think, any podcast outgoing system, we're on it.
I love that.
So give a listen. It's a lot of fun. They're between 30 and 45 minutes. If we've got one that's gone on for 60, there's something wild going on in this story, or we couldn't get them to shut up, whatever. And we're just like, we can't even edit this out. It's so good.
You can't cut it.
It's really cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And if people want to get a hold of you just personally, they're like, I really liked Eric. I just want to talk to him one-on-one. What would be a good way for...
do a messenger on Facebook is good. Okay. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. I'm new to those. I'm going to be honest with you. Technology is something I've really put on the back burner. Probably a lot of people laughing, going, "Oh, neat, Facebook. What's up, old man?" I'm just like, "Hey, I am." I went to my 40th high school reunion last year, so that's where I am as far as experience. But contact me there. I'd love to reach out or share a thought, and
awesome.
Cool.
And we'll put that on the podcast so people can directly get a hold of you. Yeah. And you have a birthday tomorrow?
I do. Yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
I appreciate it.
It's exciting.
Not a fool. Yeah. Sort of. Yeah. I'm April 2nd, man.
Not a fool. I got it. I was like, It took me a minute. Thank you. And you play on a few teams, and we talked about earlier 8 o'clock talk.
Yeah.
That is that the third Thursday? No, Saturday?
Third Saturday for the next couple of months here at Flipside.
Yay.
I mean, what a bonus, right?
Amazing.
And then we're looking to get back over to Louisville Underground. We play the Spark a lot. For some of the showcases. We've been at What If Theater, what's up, What If, Lakewood. And we've done Rise and Chaos Bloom a few years ago. Nice. But we like staying kind of up in this area, just easy. It's relaxed. Yeah. It's good. I'm amazed at how much fun live stand-up improv that's right at your fingertips. We're going to Denver, though. There's great people there too, but we have it here.
We do.
I mean, this is the Boulder County area is ripe with it. It's great. It's happening. Yeah, it is. It is.
What would you say to somebody though who was like, "Oh, I can never do that. I can never do that, Eric. Improv or stand-up or." Yeah.
I think you're selling yourself short. And as you and I with PQ that's your judge talking. That is not you. That is your inner judge that has been telling you what you can't do throughout your life. And so I do think you can. And there are avenues. Flipside offers classes where, what's nice about taking a class, especially a 101 or the first a workshop or whatever,
Yeah.
is everybody's new at it. You know, maybe somebody else had one, but just doesn't feel comfortable coming out yet. But you go do these and you're instructed and you just have so much fun and you let loose.
Yes.
It is really freeing. Yeah. So I think, you know, you do have to talk yourself and talk down your judge.
Yes.
And that's not always easy, but it is really freeing to go out and do that. And basically, guys, improv is what you do every day when you're talking to somebody.
Pretty much.
You go order a sandwich, you know what you're going to say for the most part, but then sometimes they ask you something you weren't expecting. You got to improvise something. Somebody says, hey, how you doing? You're just like, I'm having a shitty day, but you're not going to say that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm having a terrible day. I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine, man. You know,
Right.
you're you know, so you do some falsities. It's all right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we are improving all the time in life. Like I think about that too. Like
Yeah.
how and I love too that you said the inner judge, because the PQ, he's talking about positive intelligence,
Right.
which is Shirzad Shamin's baby.
Oh man, unbelievable.
It's-
Great program if you get a chance to consider. If you really have a judge that's telling you to knock it off, check it out. And says, I hope you're listening because we're bought in, man.
Totally. I love coaching it. It's emotional intelligence.
It is, really is.
It's helping you to lower the volume on the judge and then turn up the volume on what's called your sage, which is the ability to play and have fun and be creative and focus and all the things that improv gives us.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but I purposefully put my picture of when I was 2 years old on my phone to remind me that this was before I had a judge, right? That I was just free. Wearing a diaper, which is freeing too, but you know, just there was nothing that could stop me or nothing that was internally stopping me, right? Everything was,
literally.
This is awesome, right? Exactly. Other than, you know, the diaper helping stop some things get on the carpet, but you know, just that was, so that is purposeful.
That's
on my
amazing.
phone.
I love that you do that because I have that on my computer. I have a picture of me when I was little, before my judge
You got it.
kicked in, and like, because we're our authentic selves. We are playful. We're creators. We're creative. And then we start to get domesticated. We grow up. We get the judge. We get all the things coming in, the pressures. And I feel like improv has really helped me to live from my heart instead of my head.
100%.
You feel that way?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It is great because you can take some of the things of the frustrations out by utilizing a character and knowing that the people that you're playing with aren't going to take it personally either. They're going, you're that character right now. If you say that to my face, it won't go well, right? You know what I mean? But as a character, we can get away with this and say some things, and you can, you know, it is therapeutic.
It is very therapeutic. Yeah. And like growing up, I didn't feel my emotions very often. Right. So now I can do, in a span of like 30 seconds, I could be mad, I could be sad, and I could be really happy. Totally. Like it could just flip. And so Eric, this has been so much fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. What a treat for me. Thanks for letting me just ramble. It turns out that is what I'm capable of doing. As a speech pathologist, I do enjoy speaking. I probably have to slow down with my own kids going, okay, you know what? I actually need to listen to you speak so you can improve. But you're
awesome, though. This was great.
Cheers. Yeah. Awesome. I appreciate you.
And one of the things we say at the end of the podcast is, I'll catch you on the flip side.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Dang straight.
Yeah. Thanks,
Cheers.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.